Hi, so I thought I would do something a little bit different and see how it goes. A little bit of an experiment for you to participate in and kind of test out some of these theories and ideas. So I thought I would just try to clear my head as much as possible and not have anything in mind and just allow whatever wants to come through. Maybe I'll leave some time at the beginning and you can kind of think about a question maybe that you have and you can see if time or space it works that way and it comes through and answering the cards and just have a kind of a conversation. I'll just sort of, my unbiased opinion, just sort of interpret the meanings of the cards and see where Spirit Universe wants to lead. So, maybe you can take a minute and just sort of focus, and you can think of a question or something that is on your mind, and maybe something will come through. So just focus. All bundled up here. All right, let's get started. For the highest and greatest good of all, what wants to come through? What messages, answers, words of wisdom do you have for us? Queen of Swords and Temperance. So this could be a person in your life that you're wondering about. It could be an older woman. Sometimes that translates to someone who's a little bit older, wiser, more experienced, or an air sign, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. Someone who's pretty straightforward and says it like it is and has an opinion and speaks their mind, but is very, I feel like controlled or even a little bit reserved or detached, maybe. They use their mind. They're very smart usually, or just have a lot to say. So the Temperance card came up. And I'm not going to do it reversed because sometimes it can, reverse can also, I consider it past or future, and what's upright is present, so there's just a million ways to interpret the different directions of the cards. I'll just kind of leave it open-ended for you. So it's the Temperance card, maybe a Sagittarius, about balance and shifting things around, maybe blending two things together, art, someone who's just very graceful, watching over you, maybe, like an angel kind of spirit guide. It's very angelic, very graceful, tempering something, creating something from two opposites. Can also mean pregnancy, or just, a higher enlightened way of thinking. I feel like words of wisdom maybe coming through. Just like the thoughts that pop into your mind, taking notice of them. It's 14, Temperance. So it's just about finding balance and harmony and having some sort of delicate touch. So maybe speaking quietly now because I don't want to wake my neighbors, but hopefully you can hear me. it's like, yeah, just having some sort of delicate touch or hey, get out of here. Oh my gosh, it's a raccoon. Oh my goodness, it scared me. Four of, so I feel like this is also spirit too, cup spirit. Just looking at all the different options and having visions, dreams, back porch, coming together, making, again, two opposites sort of work together, finding some sort of composite. I think I did one time look up like the composite midpoints of different people like Andy Warhol and Edie, and turns out, because it gives the location to between their birth cities, and it was November 20th, I think, birthday sun sign in Kansas, which I thought just tied in so interestingly with some of the other videos I've put in the supplementary playlist. But this is maybe wondering if something having to do with their home, marriage, celebration, looking over all your different options, some sort of show. Like hanging things, like decorating the house, and maybe going shopping for decorations and everything. Throwing a party, meeting somewhere, meeting someone, going on a date, wondering how to maybe ask someone on a date, or say like make up or something too, because 4 and he's looking up. So 4 and 7. 11, that's a gateway, and your little genie here. So what do you want to know? What do you want to ask? Feeling pretty, maybe you should feel like proud or good for yourself, looks pretty happy and accomplished, even, like just emotionally satisfied. It's like getting some sort of wish granted, or something you've been just sort of maybe holding out on or holding out for, and it's maybe better than you think it could be, better than you imagined. Also, just, yeah, what are your wishes? Maybe something having to do with 9, Pisces. Curtains remind me of the curtain just behind me, like the shadows and the gathers, and some sort of like still life setup, posing in front of it. School photos. I don't know, something like that. Maybe I did mention pregnancy could mean like 9 months. Full like entire cycle, a bit like hazy on things, confused maybe, I also sometimes think of this as like ancestors and like grandparents, kind of like people on the other side, like sort of cheering you on. Could be like some sort of like football. Sometimes I think of like touchdown, or some sort of like reason to celebrate, reason to raise your hands and say hurrah, I guess. So 4, 7, I don't know, 2 of wands is on the bottom, and the page of cups. Maybe Cancer. Also, I just want to say like perspective and how you're looking at something. They're both sort of either gazing or watching over, or feel like he's gonna like go put this in a bowl and has a new pet or something. So maybe you're just being watched over by some sort of sweet sort of spirit. Water again. So it could be a younger child, very imaginative, very artistic, very sweet, or just someone who embodies those characteristics and is maybe like easily falls in love, those kinds of things, just very sweet and nurturing. And I feel like there's very much like a watching over sort of thing. He's watching over a lot of those like pets, those nano pets, I think they're called. So maybe having to make a decision and wondering which way to go, which direction to go in. Kind of, you can kind of see like mountains over here and water over there. So maybe he's like contemplating going which way to go. Maybe going to the beach. But I just feel like there's like a lot of possibility. Like it doesn't look so, maybe you've made up your mind. Maybe you've seen through the fog, and now you're seeing all this like fresh new possibilities and all these different places you could go. Oh, places you'll go. Yeah, it's a choice maybe that you're dealing with, and it could have something to do with like trust your, how you feel, how you really like how like catching I don't know, something that maybe made you feel a lot when you were younger, like just to recapture that feeling of like pure love or blessings or something, just like knowing exactly what it is you want and getting it and feeling like happy and fulfilled, like trying to recapture that like the purest level in a way, like things that really like speak to you, that really make me speak to fish. Fish whisper. It also reminds me how I don't know, I think I mentioned this in one video, but fish scales and kind of like the fibers, wool fibers, and they have scales. You can see there like some shading that just reminds me of I don't know, there's some sort of connection between fish and wool, the scales and the, you know, maybe you feel like you have split ends. It's also choosing something that you're like passionate about, and it could be a fire sign too, with like some water energy. It's also like a progression too through the suits. So it's the next thing after that first initial idea, first initial thing that you want to do or have your mind set on or something, and then having to decide like, okay, now what? And some sort of crossroads maybe, just looking for direction, guidance, wondering if someone's looking out for you, and I feel like there's just like a little positive, like upbeat momentum, and maybe summertime. Both these remind me of summertime, spring, summer. looking something up, how to take care of something, wondering how to feel about something. I just feel like there's a lot of innocence too, and just like wonder and possibility, new direction, or just like whole expanse, new horizons. Seeing something from a new perspective and through like a filter of positivity, and just sort of think that it'd be like a little kid saying cool, like look at the fish I caught, cool. So what do you think is just like super cool and makes you want to make some moves? So yeah, there's a progression. So this is sending something out too, sending out some happiness, some kind words, or receiving maybe a compliment. You look nice, I want to say. You look cool, you look nice. Like, I don't know if that's, sometimes I think of this as like a watcher. So, well, I didn't mean to drop that, and that's funny. The moon. So, again, I feel like it's like your opposite, but seeing something up at the same level and wondering how far it is. Maybe again, there's just this like theme that's been going on with like looking out, seeing what you have ahead of you, and then like maybe looking back and seeing how far you've come, looking for direction. To illuminate something. Moon is number 18, so it could have something to do with your mom. Just that, again, more like nurturing figure in your life, how you feel about something. Moon ruling your emotions, so your moon sign maybe would be important. And moon rules over Cancer, so maybe that's an answer for you. Give like 3, it's maybe 3. There's a quote from Alphaville movie by Godard, and says, because 1 + 1 = 2, we've forgotten the importance of, first we have to know the importance of plus, and made me think that we're always thinking, opposites, but maybe there's like this taken into consideration, like a third, the spirit, the energy, the composite midpoint between 2 opposites. Actually, I wrote it down earlier. Can I have something? Is 6 of Cups was the Knight of Pentacles. Has its own sort of like thing. I don't know if this is probably not making sense to anyone, but then I thought of like facets, diamond facets, and from 3 being able to like branch off into making 4, and then triangle wise. Okay, that's probably not making sense to anyone, but so about more visual. It's hard to explain things that I'm always thinking about. So let's pull from the Archangel Oracle deck. people need to know? Guidance or... Okay. Archangel Oracle advice. Passion. Archangel Haniel, trust and follow your renewed passion in your love life and career. So following those things, like keep going, maybe you're wondering if you should, and so maybe it's saying just keep going. And like a younger, passionate relationship too, I think of with the Two of Wands, and also looks like he's looking out into the future, into a crystal ball kind of thing. So maybe the answer is you already know. You already know the answer. You already know where you're going. You already know what it is that you're passionate about, but you just have to like capture it, grab it, claircognizance. Archangel Uriel, pay attention to the thoughts and ideas that come to you as they're answered prayers. I guess I've mentioned that before, so yeah, paying attention to those things. This one, spiritual understanding. Oh, yeah, this is kind of like the picture I drew. But I also think it would make it cool, like very minimalist, like. And just notice the dove. So like a dove of peace, bringing peace, spiritual understanding. Archangel Raziel, I'm bringing you esoteric information and symbols and helping you understand spiritual truths. It's funny because that's, yeah, I don't know how I was kind of drawing that sort of same thing earlier, just brainstorming different combinations and paths and things. So, divine order. Archangel Raguel, reminds me of ragu, pasta sauce. Everything is how it needs to be right now. Look past the illusion and see the underlying order. Maybe something having to do with Libra, again, justice, balance, rebalancing your scales, reshuffling some things in your life, finding what it is that balances out your scales. Maybe just this reminds me of the Justice card, so doorway and gateway. Just kind of seeing this sort of maybe the simplicity in things. You're just like weighing your options again too, and everything is how it needs to be. And the Seven of Cups to come up, so looking past the illusion and haziness and what could be considered an illusion for you. Underlying order, on order, teaching and learning, an open mind, and learn new ideas, then teach those ideas to others. So maybe it has something to do with, like, if you had to teach something, what would you teach about? What can you talk about for hours? What can you go on about? Yeah, so I feel like that can be something that you can translate into teaching. I think it's like, but yeah, so what can you translate that into teaching as the indicator of what it is that you maybe are really passionate about and want to put more time and effort into learning more about. One more from here. Life review. I think of that with the Seven of Pentacles too. Archangel Jeremiel, take inventory of your life and resolve to change or heal anything that is unbalanced. The outdoors is on the bottom. So Go outside, get some fresh air, and connect with nature to relieve stress and gain new creative ideas. It's really interesting to me that came up. Like dainty lights. Where am I finding these things? Pull some from what else do people need to know? Answers, wisdom, guidance. The High Priestess. I came out with the sun opposite, so it could be like two opposing opinions or two different people, two different life situations facing each other in a way. At the center of your being, you have the answer, you know who you are, and you know what you want. Lao Tzu. Gothic Window by Odilon Redden, 1900, Indianapolis Museum of Art, USA. I think of a picture I just posted on Instagram. I kind of cross-reference things with different, tell more complete story, I guess. And I did mention a picture that I had talked about with my cousin, and I put that up. Kind of actually reminds me more of like the Six of Cups, but it's kind of funny to me that same sort of situation. Fell for it, like left us alone with a cake batter mix. I thought it was fudge, but yeah, I don't look like I can even be bothered. I'm like, why wouldn't we try this? This is great. Kind of, I feel like it's, if you do believe in Adam and Eve, like translates to the consciousness level of, it's the temptation between, two people for something. It's a maybe similar mindset. These two that popped out, maybe feeling the same way. Precisely the least, the softest, lightest, a lizard's rustling, a breath, a flash, a moment, a little makes the way of the best happiness. Friedrich Nietzsche, Banks of Lore by Joseph Turner, date unknown, Massachusetts, USA. So the sun and the High Priestess. Maybe secrets being revealed, pulling back the curtain a little bit, letting some light in. Showing who you really are, sharing something, expressing something to someone, just being open, letting things just not holding back so much, and letting yourself like be your true self, be who you really are. Again, with the High Priestess, I associate that with Pisces and or any water sign, but just someone who's a little bit more reserved or mysterious, esoteric knowledge, behind the curtain, behind the veil, the other side, spiritual understanding. Be someone who's just very sexy and very alluring. Someone who holds back a little bit, has their like a air about them. Sun is just also very like young, vibrant characteristics, energy, and maybe having to do with Leo, your sun sign, and maybe it's at 2 degrees or something. I also actually did look, never heard of this until tonight, but there's an asteroid, Magdalena. It's 318. So if you go on like astro.com, you can, at the very bottom, put in different stars and asteroids that aren't on the normal list, and you can just put in 318, and it's asteroid Magdalena. Can't really find so far I haven't been able to find anything on it, like what it um, really means or talks about in your life or in your chart, but I just thought that was interesting. And found out I have it. I have it in, sounds like I have a cold or something, a little bit. But I have that in the second house of Leo at 27 degrees, if anyone's curious. I think it's kind of funny to compare, and then maybe when I find out what it means, I can pass that along to you. But yeah, the sun is also, sometimes it also talks about giving birth and like childlike energy. So that doesn't have to mean like a guy, but sun I typically think of more as like, so I have Alphaville there, like a little bit more younger masculine energy, just very, I don't know, alpha, yeah. So, but it just can be any, just, you know, expressing how you feel, how you used, you know, something hidden maybe, being brought to light, who you are, what, some secrets or something. Just bringing to light some knowledge, some maybe esoteric knowledge, hidden knowledge. So 219, 3, which is about creativity, and maybe knowledge inspires your creative process, maybe knowledge inspires expression, maybe spirituality inspires expression. This is the Four of Pentacles. Ordinary riches can be stolen, real riches cannot. In your soul are infinitely precious things that cannot be taken from you. Oscar Wilde. Nurse Reading to a Little Girl by Mary Cassatt, 1895, Metropolitan Museum of Art, New York. So, I mean, this has been coming up a lot since going along with this, like, Da Vinci Code, mind bender kind of parallel reality. This has been coming up as, like, Mary, one of the two, I'm not sure which one, but also because the house that Mary's mother lived in after crucifixion was on the Taurus Mountains in Ephesus, I think, and it's interesting because Taurus, the second sign in the zodiac, and High Priestess is number 2 in the tarot. The moon came up too, and Mary Cassatt, Four of Pentacles, but like wanting something, wanting to have something, wanting to hold something close to you, or like just very like a hug or something. Maybe maybe you have to know something. You have to know. You need to know. Something on your mind. Maybe it's like your life path. Maybe life path. Maybe your life path is towards spirituality, spiritual learning. It's also just like be not holding in, not holding back. Just depending on what, it is that you are, like if you've been holding back, maybe you need to open up a little bit like the sun and just say what's on your mind, what you have to say. Pentacles or discs can also mean degrees in your chart, by the way. So there's maybe an exchange or just sort of guidance too, teaching someone something, teaching and learning came up. So teaching some knowledge, some high priestess, maybe they're the same person, her and her. Something being passed down, like a mother and child, something with Mary Cassatt. So there's that, like, again, sort of nurturing relationship of also children too, mother and child. Yeah, and what's on the bottom? The Two of Pentacles. How are two things related? Maybe happiness is not in the mere possession of money, it lies in the joy of achievement and the thrill of creative effort. Franklin D. Roosevelt. Blue Dancers by Edgar Degas, 1899, Pushkin Museum, Moscow, Russia. Ties, connection, midpoint, balancing, juggling, again, just kind of trying to rebalance maybe some things, and find some sort of equilibrium. Wondering like how to give some information, or maybe to this person. Maybe you used to do ballet, or are a ballet dancer, interested in dance. Maybe you used to dance when you were little. The Devil is on the bottom. A man should never be ashamed to own that he has been in the wrong, which is but saying that he is wiser today than yesterday. Jonathan Swift. Lovers Smoking, detail from a mural by Thai School. Thai School. School's kind of been a theme here too, like high school. What? Nan, Thailand. Like a family room or a rec room too, not the smoke, but like the wainscoting on the background, like get-togethers, friends, high school friend get-togethers, or this interesting earring. It's like just a little twig branch. I feel like her outfit's very modern. 19th century. Interesting. Thailand. Maybe that holds some significance to you. I think of the beach there. The movie, The Beach. I've actually never been, but Swift, Jonathan Swift, Taylor Swift, the two of Wands. She sings one of the songs that I have in the playlist at the Two of Wands. So, but this is also things that are like maybe coming between you and someone else, or even getting up the courage to do something. You know, our fears can manifest as just something that is keeping you bound, or held back, or sometimes beliefs, anything that kind of dictates your actions, even like insecurities, things like that. So maybe just feeling free of those things to just be yourself and do what it is that like makes you happy, within good reason. But yeah, just like what else do people need to know? Six of Swords. For everything you've missed in life, you've gained something else. Ralph Waldo Emerson. Portrait of Jeanette Rubinson by Ernst Josephson, 1883, Gothenburg Museum of Art, Gothenburg, Sweden. I did mention how 4 different elements in the first playlist, so that go along with they all kind of like intertwine, but it was the first fire, water, air, and earth playlist that I made to go with the Odyssey. And I also kind of like went through some like family history throughout the different signs, because I had 4, and one was Sweden, and that's where I had another Taylor Swift video, and yeah, Devil Vices. So kind of like tells my family history too. It's like another level. I didn't even realize it. I guess I have 25 layers, these paralleling different layers, but yeah, my great grandfather, at least as far as I know, died of alcoholism. So that's another reason I don't really drink, but that I have a problem or ever really felt like I did, but I just don't really, feel the need. But so as a metaphor in that playlist, he drowns the king of water. But I feel like all these kinds of events and things that we go through on different levels, like that, as a metaphor for her losing him. So, Six of Swords, though, maybe like, again, shipwreck kind of thing. So you're usually moving across a body of water. Just people be on board, or I think of the 4 stages of life, and how it's very similar to the 6 of Swords, and it's a little child on, at least one of the stages, childhood, is on a boat being pushed along by an angel. Kind of looks a lot like the 6 of Swords, typical traditional imagery. So I feel like it's also being guided towards smoother waters. Also finding balance in 2 opposites, to keep your balance more so, or just like maybe feeling like you're on a thin line, but moving ahead steadily, taking some things with you, movement forward, maybe a quick trip or something, and it can also mean science too. And the High Priestess came out, and so so yeah, it's funny that this came out too, because Sweden, I don't know, I just thought of Einstein for some reason. Well, I did mention that my another I feel like my nose is like, but it's not from Switzerland, from the same place that Einstein was from, Bern, Switzerland. So I don't know, I just thought of that. Science, yeah, 6 of Swords, science, and the High Priestess, knowledge, science, research, getting some good expert advice, yeah, asking about moving, like going back and forth between your subconscious and your conscious, sometimes I think of too. Maybe there's like an easy flow of consciousness, like you're just sort of being moved along. Maybe the 6th house, maybe just 6 is important to you. June, again, Cancer. Maybe It's weird. That is my, I have, I don't even know if anyone's going to even watch this. I might as well talk about myself. Two of Pentacles, 2 degrees, Capricorn, Devil, in the 6th house. So again, just like family too, though. Moving to a new house. Moving forward, moving on. Sometimes I even think of like refugees with that. 2 of Wands. The first step towards getting somewhere is to decide that you are not going to stay where you are. There we go, J.P. Morgan. And it has something to do with Tesla, The Road to Acacias by Roger Lefresnay, 1908, Musée de la Ville de Paris, Musée Carnavalet, Paris, France. So the 2 of Wands again, movement, car, transit, maybe something's transiting your 6th house, or actually, I don't know, or the 6th house in general. But again, Taylor Swift, 2 of Wands, you already know something to be true, and just like something's gonna happen. Just not sure which way it's gonna go. Wondering if you should tell someone something. 2 4s, 2 2s, so 4. Again, that's like the 4 of Wands. So 4 different branches of family is what I was getting at before, but yeah, branches, branching off, family tree, Paris, France. I think I've explained this a million times, but I think it's kind of just interesting that you can put that video in a different context, as it's like a personified Mother Nature and Adam, and just how the lyrics could then translate in a different way. Like, I don't even know what the lyrics are, but right now, but like it's gonna, yeah, you can watch it for yourself. But I just think of like hats, and like this looks like a donut or hat. Traveling, traveling to see someone, hangman, so yeah, that's like contortionist, circus a little bit, yoga, Pilates, and yoga of the mind in a way, stretching of the mind expansion, hangman, 12. When I let go of what I am, I become what I might be. Again, Lao Tzu, Two Acrobats by Ernst Kirchner, 1932 to 33, Kirchner Museum, Switzerland. Did mention Switzerland. So another side. Germany, Switzerland, Sweden, and Poland, although it's like on the near Germany, so it was probably like different time Germany. 2 acrobats. Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, I just thought of. And in the supplementary videos, that video. Flying, bendable, flexibility. You need to be a little bit flexible with what direction you're going in, how you see things going, how you're looking at things. Maybe things aren't so black and white. Maybe there is just something you totally thought outside the box, and it's a totally new possibility that you haven't even considered. So maybe just keeping an open mind, but also, just depending, you might need to get off the fence and make some moves. Hangman, going back to the start too, with something traveling through time. I did mention Einstein and the Einstein-Rosen bridge and midpoints, 2 Pentacles midpoint. Just different ideas that circulate throughout my mind. 2 of Wands, so maybe 2 fire signs or something. The 8 of Pentacles was also came out with the Hangman. So this is also like some sort of like apprenticeship work, working through something, working out the details, maybe making plans, working out the final details, finishing touches on something. Yeah, I've never actually really thought of that. That makes a lot of sense with this card. 8 of Pentacles, finishing touches, writing something down, journalist, taking notes, just being attentive to details, so noticing all the little details in something, visual details, big picture to small, like the card that came up before, holding a globe. Maybe someone just like thinks the world of you, wants to travel the world, see the other side of the world. Old school automobiles and car collection. Two cars passing, 2 trains passing. Can't keep going back to Einstein. They're exchanging something, saying goodbye, heading off, maybe across water for work or something. Maybe you're a painter. Until you try, you don't know what you can do. Henry James, Van Gogh, Painting Sunflowers by Paul Gauguin, 1888, Van Gogh Museum, Amsterdam, Netherlands. Yeah, there's a possibility somehow, like Swiss side, went through the Netherlands, I think, too. It's just interesting, migration, and like, I've never seen the big migration in Africa. I was there, we didn't even plan it, but people apparently travel to see these wildebeest migrate across the river. We just happened to catch it, and also with zebras too. They're kind of like buddies, and I don't know, so you think of that, but Africa maybe, Kenya, safari. It kind of looks like going on safari, like out of Africa, wildest dreams, Taylor Swift again. With luggage, baggage, like leaving, taking things forward as far as experience goes, and, but leaving the baggage behind, letting go of something, 4 of Pentacles, letting go of something, not holding on to the past too much, using it as an inspiration, as a driving force, or as a reference for your work. So just like some sort of chain, something having to do with maybe the 8th house, or Virgo 2. In the Thoth deck, this related to Virgo. So we also notice horizons, and just, again, these sort of like very colorful but simplistic, sort of wavy, abstract shapes. Should probably try to finish this up soon, but yeah, so the Hangman. Yeah, that's funny. Nine of Swords. The longer we dwell on our misfortunes, the greater is their power to harm us. So letting go of things, trying to, it's easier said than done, but maybe just coming to some sort of resolve too, or understanding, with the Hangman, some sort of clarity, seeing things from a new perspective, allows you to find some sort of inner resolve, inner peace or something, and so that you can move on, like the Chariot cards and the Two of Wands. But I think of that connection too with the Da Vinci, and here's the head of a young woman with tousled hair, or Leda, in our Da Vinci 1508, Parma, Italy. So the connection there being as a theory, like Mona Lisa was part of the line of Jesus and Mary, going along with the theme of the Da Vinci Code. That's why he was so obsessed with it. I think it's just like staying open-minded, being able to talk about, theories, ideas, whatever, even if it isn't what is historically accurate, or, might rub people the wrong way or something. You should just be able to talk about things regardless, and have ideas and build stories upon them, and see how different things could possibly be connected, and not think that everything was perfectly transcribed or handed down, or just that we know everything. There's so much room for expansion and expansion of new information, of things that you never knew. So Nine of Swords, how many different layers, reading between the lines with something, telling a story, being up all night with your thoughts, having a little bit of a headache maybe, but usually this person's holding it in their head, and has enlightenment and things like that. So something maybe with your mind, having a lot of thoughts, a lot of different perspectives, different ways of looking at something, trying to see from someone else's perspective, kind of mimicking the pose. It's creating its own shape, shadows again, and stretching and just ambidextrous or something, or just double jointed. I used to feel all the way down in my ballet and flexibility, and flexing your muscles, the mind muscles. It's also kind of look like muscles to me. Muscles of your mind, back muscles maybe. Maybe you need to get a better bed or something, sit up straight, have something more sturdy. Just 9 and 12. Strength card was under that. Queen Elizabeth, George Gower, model portrait. Francis Bacon. He knows not his own strength, that hath not met adversity. So, using my half jacket thing. A little rune card. Will be further answers for you in the rune explanations. 9 again, defense. Constraint of something. So maybe something's been constraining your mind, or how you can see things, or how you go about things, maybe holding you back a little bit, and something's just been on your mind and you haven't been able to figure it out, or get through that maze. This reminds me of like Sword and Stone or something, like getting through the maze towards the prize. Journeys on the bottom. Rado, 20, 29, 18 flows on underneath that. So I think of the moon. I'll pull one more. Like 3s are a good number to go with. Breakthrough, 22. Oh my gosh. So again, that light just like bursting through the darkness, the woods, the daylight, sunrise. Is it like warm, like maybe even through this like dark forest for a while, and you kind of are starting to finally see the light or the sunrise, and all of a sudden there's that feeling of like it's all going to be okay. Now you can see your surroundings, you know how to get out. Yeah, it looks a lot like a big journey. You've been on a big journey. Lots of twists and turns, lots of dead ends, lots of confusion or just tricky maze mind, endurance, I want to say too, with the mountain, pushing through, breaking through, pushing onwards, upwards, like I think I can, like, so, stand still at the bottom, so you're just like, stand still, life review, looking things over. That's a lot of times what those cards all in conjunction can mean, like, yeah, at the edge of something, life review, thinking over things, and kind of like as a one last look back on things, and gaining strength from it, and allowing that to be the thing that pushes you forward, propels you. Maybe everything's going to be different once you walk through that that gateway, that door. That pulls them from this Cameron deck. I don't know. I haven't used it in a while. Kind of like naughty tarot. This is the 9 of Cups again. So your wish is being granted, or something maybe. Again, same sort of careful what you wish for, or genie, in a bottle, in a vessel. These like parallels. This is the 4 of Wands again. Wow. Like a distance again, some sort of winding path, maybe home or something. Also like getting off the fence with something too. Just like a hedge. Or fence, yeah. So you've just been walking that sort of fine line, seeing both sides of things, and been on the fence about something and which way to go, which direction or thing to choose. So again, some like fire energy, fire 4. Something that feels like home, I think, like something that feels good and happy and uplifting. It's a good start to something. It's just some sort of show or stage play, performance, performance of a lifetime, I want to say. Yeah. So. this stack, these combination cards, and then a bird, and then we'll be done. And a bird, we'll be done. Gentleman. Gentlewoman's come up a lot before, so maybe this is you, or some sort of pretty general. So Ace of Hearts. It's also like the Ace of Cups, and 28. Oh my gosh. Tree. Seven of Hearts again, Seven of Cups. Clearing something away, clearing your space maybe. 22 again, I know there's like 22 leaves falling. That's been a theme too, falling leaves, fall. Confetti. 5. Family tree maybe, like I said. Birds. The rider. And the dog. Signals, the Nine of Cups, 2 or 9 of Hearts again, and also something having to do with like the Page of Cups again. The feather in your cap and the caduceus between the 2 of Cups. He's bringing some good news maybe. Hopeful again. 9 of Cups, wishes granted, maybe dreams. Your dreams, something like coming true. The dog, 10 of Cups, the 10 of Hearts. Or 18 again. So I feel like being very loyal, maybe like a loyal companion or something. The rider, I think of like a sidecar kind of thing. Maybe just the dog, just feeling loyal to something. Birds, signals, messages. And lilies flew out, the King of Spades, so like the King of Pentacles. Breaking through the snow, the ground, where things you thought maybe couldn't come to life, blossom. Springtime too. Are able to break through. Very 30. So 3 again, sort of like creation, beauty coming through the cracks. A lot of like that breakthrough. Epiphany maybe. Wishes again being granted some sort of spiritual insight or message or something. 7 of Swords or diamonds, but it's also 12 again. I also just want to say regaining some sort of sense of clarity or balance, and maybe listening to, usually very quiet, listening to music, listening to something. I also think of, well, I feel like they're communicating. Like little talking birds. So maybe. Just paying attention to signs and signals and not letting something distract you. The way that birds communicate, flight patterns. 7 of the letter. 7 of looking something over again. Gardening. I knew someone who was a gardener. Lilies. It's your favorite flower. They also kind of look like bell, like winter flowers. Sum up. Ostrich. I know I've gotten this one before. It's 23. I've never gotten, maybe I have, dove. Since dove came up before, I'll go with that. It's 8. Reminds me of the spiritual learning and teaching card too. The colors and the shapes and the diagrams. And I am dove, the peace of alignment. I am feminine. I am sensitive to my surroundings. I am the nourishment of the earth and the gentleness of her instinct. I am the excuse me. I am the calm after the storm. I am the hope in the harvest. I am the embellishment of harmony, like Temperance card, and the sacrifice necessary to nurture what has been created. The Hangman, about sacrifice too. You are at peace now and brimming with compassion. You are in love with life. I am the enjoyment of family connection. I am the safety of a united community. This is not the time to fly solo, like the birds, but rather to seek out kindred spirits. I am the gathering of like minds. I am the coven. I am the serenity of kin. I am group mind and structure. Merge your energies with others and watch what unfolds. There is great power in collaboration. There is profound wisdom within the whole. You are engaging life. You are embracing peace. You are aligning with others. You are dove. Dove of peace. I think that's a nice way to end. So I hope that this was helpful or brought you some clarity or just enjoyed the reading. And yeah, thanks for being here. Bye.